It seems it's not just people who are getting more and more obese. Home pets are battling the vogue too. According to the veterinary charity PDSA, pet obesity is now one of the biggest animal welfare problems we have in this country. 6-year-old Prince is treated like royalty. The family used to give him tidbits as it was impossible to resist the big eyes. But his owner didn't realize he was putting on weight. The sweet-toothed tomcat is now 45% more than his ideal weight of 5 kilos.
So he was eating throughout the night and throughout the day, and he was having like these Whiskers wet sachets as well, about 4 of them a day. He also then started eating a bit of human food, like mainly sweets like McDonald's ice cream, one of his favourites. Some Indian sweets as well that we used to bring in as well. So he used to have like a bit and then he'd get taste for it, then he'd want more. He likes his catnip treats as well, so he was having all of these, and within like the space of a year he put on a lot of weight because his diet just wasn't matching up with him, because he was quite a lazy cat.
But Prince is not the only one who is way too heavy. Millions more pets in the UK are facing this life-threatening problem, which could make them live 2 years shorter than pets who are in a healthy weight.
Obesity is probably the most important factor because it is one of the biggest effects on animal welfare of our domesticated animals in this country. There are an estimated 18 million pets that we own in everyday households that are at risk of obesity.
According to the report, some pet owners with too heavy pets do not acknowledge the problem. And when their pets look too big, they're already at least 15% overweight.
Because there is a lot more overweight animals, they don't necessarily see all the slimmer ones, so they assume that that's what they should look like. So, for example, a lot of Labradors tend to be overweight. And when you get a slim Labrador in, they often think it's skinny when actually it's a nice healthy weight.
Poor diet and lack of exercise are usually the main reasons for obese animals. So does it mean there's something wrong with the food we give them? The problem is that many of us don't realize how much we're feeding our pets. A slice of toast or a small biscuit for a dog is the same as a human eating a hamburger. And a cup of milk for a cat is the same as more than 4 hamburgers for us humans. And the biggest challenge is for owners to resist giving their pets too many treats.
Owners are very reluctant to feed their pets less, and what may often appear to be a small meal to the owner is in fact a very large meal to a small and medium or even large breed dogs. The challenges specifically related to the owner are very often related to the big brown eyes peering up at them at an empty bowl, begging, crying, the very needy behaviour that may only be sated by giving an extra treat. So it really is just sort of reinforcing to owners that they are doing the right thing and to persist with the diet, and they will see the benefits.
But giving too many treats is not the only problem. According to the Pet Food Manufacturers Association, sometimes people are feeding their pets the right food, but not the right amount.
People tend to get into a habit, they just pour out a portion for each meal and don't necessarily read the feeding guidelines on the pack.
Like humans, obesity in animals can lead to various medical problems, such as arthritis, diabetes, and heart disease. Tidbits now and then could result in lifelong pain for our pals.
It's the sugar diabetes that both cats and dogs can get, where they lose glucose in their urine, and they require daily, sometimes twice daily, insulin injections in a similar sort of way that humans may have to control diabetes. Many regular visits to the vets with urine samples, regular blood testing. It can often be controlled, but diabetes control it can often also be quite difficult in many animals.
But the good news is, more and more pet owners are noticing the importance of a healthy diet to their best friends.
you're putting the health at risk. I think if you've got an overweight animal, they could die, so put them on diet, because if you don't, they could die and then you'll not have anything to cuddle. So yeah, diet definitely. Yeah.
It is overweight as it is, and we're trying to get him to lose weight now. So we give him low fat food.
The right food is a start, but exercise is just as important. The amount of exercise our pets needs varies between species, and exercise in the water is particularly helpful to animals suffering from arthritis. If you go into a hydrotherapy clinic, you will see plump dogs splashing in a pool, chasing toys in the water, and even walking on a water treadmill.
With an older dog that's overweight, if they're doing too much exercise, it just causes damage to their joints, and if they've got difficulty in walking because they're overweight, it's going to put extra pressure on their heart and their lungs. So hydrotherapy is an absolutely perfect way of them doing non-weight bearing exercise. They're free in the water's taking all their weight, they can move their limbs freely, exercise, stretch out, lose weight, and improve their cardiovascular system as well.
So how do you know if your pet is overweight? There's a simple way to find out.
Okay, he has quite a rounded shape, so he's slightly overweight. Okay, we look to feel if we can feel any ribs, which we actually can't, so he's definitely classed as overweight. If we look straight down on him, he's quite a wide shape, and he's also got not much of a waistline. Okay, so we would class this dog as overweight to obese.
In order to make people more aware of this issue, the PDSA started a competition known as the Perfect Club, in which hundreds of owners with obese animals applied.
I think this year we have 21 pets nationwide that have been entered to the final, dogs, cats and rabbits again. So they'll be have a tailor-made diet through the advice of vets and nurses at the hospital. They'll have regular weight checks and measurements taken over the course of the 6 months. At the end of the 6 months, a winner will be announced as to the animal that's lost the biggest percentage of body weight at the end.
Here I'm at the PDSA Pet Aid Hospital in Derby, and Prince is about to arrive for his second veterinary check after he entered the Pet Fit Club. As one of the 21 most obese animals in the club, Prince has been on a diet for nearly 2 months.
Prince is having a steady weight loss, and as you probably saw from the consultation there, I strongly suspect that he is getting food from elsewhere. His owners have been very vigilant with the amount of food that they are giving him. They're measuring it out as they were instructed to do. But I mean, I am encouraged because he has lost weight each time that he has come in, and it's been very steady, and it's been the same amount each month. And he has lost 100 grams per month, so he is getting there. But I just wonder if we could be doing it a little bit quicker, which is why we need to rule that out.
In order to make sure Prince won't get fed from elsewhere, he might be grounded for the next 4 weeks. We all love our furry friends and surely want them to live a happy, healthy life. As responsible owners, it is our job to keep in mind something they never understand: a moment on the lips and forever on the hips.